we will be talking about the 5 pesky carbs to not have after 2 p.m. Today, my hubby, Terry Popovich, who is a certified nutrition practitioner and is also a registered nutritional consultant, as well as a registered orthomolecular health practitioner and is also a traditional Chinese medical practitioner, will be joining us today. And he will be discussing the 5 pesky carbs not to have after 2 p.m. and why it's important to not have them after 2 p.m. So thank you for joining us today.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes. Okay.
So there are 3 major macronutrients in the body that we use for energy. The first one is carbohydrates, second one is protein, and the third one is fats. Today we're going to be discussing about the carbohydrates. Now there are several different types. There are starchy carbs, there are carbs that are fibrous, and then there are carbs that are simple, kind of like simple sugars. Okay, so the carbs that we're going to be talking about today are not the ones that are coming from fruits and vegetables. These are the ones that are coming from starchy foods. Okay, so I've called them my 5 pesky carbohydrates. Okay, so these are the carbohydrates that, because of their starchy nature, if you have too many of them, can cause the body to store them as body fat. Okay, and so those 5 pesky carbs are things like pasta, bread, cereal, rice, and potatoes. Okay, so if you're going to choose to have those 5 carbohydrates, the idea is to have them towards the earlier part of the day. So for example, if you are going to be sedentary that day, not a lot of physical activity, then you want to limit the amount of these carbohydrates that you're eating. If you've got a stressful day, lots of activity, going to the gym and working out, then yes, your consumption for energy is going to be much greater, so your need for some of those carbohydrates will be greater. If you are looking, if one of your goals is to, let's say, lose weight or to shed body fat, the idea would be to keep those carbohydrates to the earlier part of the day, somewhere around 2 p.m. Okay, so if you're going to have bread, cereal, rice, potatoes, or pasta, you want to keep them around 2 p.m. or earlier if you are trying to lose weight. If you are exercising that day, then again, you can try to keep them towards 2 p.m., but you may be able to have a little bit more of those carbohydrates just because of your physical activity on that day. Okay, so those carbohydrates you want to limit if you're trying to lose weight or trying to shed body fat. If you are going to be doing a lot of physical activity, or you're feeling stressed, you have lots of work, then yeah, your need will be a little greater. But again, the idea is to keep them to the earlier part of the day, preferably around 2 p.m.